Nobody's talking about this set yet, but they will be. You cannot ignore this set. It's unique in what's coming out of Chi-Fi these days, and that's what's making it special. What my sound preferences are. I like bass. And if it can have quantity and quality, yeah, I'm rocking it. Especially mid bass. I like the slam over the sub bass rumble. I like my mids super clean. Not a big fan of overly colored, overly thick, overly warm mids. Not a big fan of that. And highs that are very sweet and seem to be able to keep up without ever being overbearing or in your face. So hi there. Today I want to bring you a new Oriveti. I am a name you don't hear that often. They're coming out with 4 this year, and this is the second in the series, in the Black series. Now, comes in this little, I should probably tell you what it is, eh? The Oriveti Lowmaster. That is the name of this one. That's the cover, little sleeve. Comes in this little black box. You lift up the top. Underneath this little cover here is a great little case. I love their cases. And some ear tips that I didn't use. Their little case is that... Where is that damn little case? Comes with this little case. Of all the little IAM cases, I know it's just kind of a silly thing to say, I really like this one the best. It seems to be the perfect size and pocketable, even with aftermarket cable. Speaking of cables, it comes with this 4-core black braided cable. It says Black by Oriveti. Yeah, that's not going to work. And some nice machine gray 2-pin ends. So quite nice little cable, very tangly free. 3.5 only. I'm not sure if it comes in 4.4. And a lot of that actually has to do with the fact that, well, I haven't seen anybody else talk about this IAM yet. And I have seen no marketing. And I do believe I have Marco from Oriveti to thank for this unit because it just showed up. And I'm very grateful it did. Little interjection here. I just actually searched for the Lowmaster, and lo and behold, it came up on the Oriveti site, and I'll put that link in the description as well. $149. There you go. I'm a lot surprised at that, actually, tell you the truth. But I knew in the Black series that they were trying to be budget conscious, but there's no compromises with this IM. It's truly terrific. Let's talk first about the Lowmaster. How does it sound? I want to just jump right into that because I'm pretty excited about this one, and I don't know its price. Though there's rumors of sub 300, I should actually tell you what's in it. That would be even better. The only thing that I know is it says master grade low reproduction with brilliant treble. Exclusive 10mm composite dynamic driver with 2 custom balanced armature drivers. 3D printed shell for optimized acoustic structure and a detachable cable with 2-pin connector. Impedance of 16 ohms and a sensitivity of 106 dB. There you be. Now, they come in this semi-custom. I would say that shell is on the small side, and it has this little wing on it. What a perfect size IM. I mean, these are incredibly comfortable. And if you're a sleeper, take a gander at these. Really, really nice. Literally, like, it's on the small side, but they're really comfortable. They have a black resin shell. They have even the nozzle is resin there. And why are you not gonna? Whatever. It's not gonna focus for me today. On one side it says black, and on the other side it says a little O for Oriveti. So very tasteful. There is a vent on the very top over here, and there's another vent for the front of the driver as well on the nozzle. And I experience absolutely zero driver flex and no ear pressure whatsoever, even long listening sessions. So Oriveti did the venting very, very well. It's going to be very hard to see, but in the pictures, I hope I can show you, there is kind of a 3-layer design on the very top plates. These look expensive. On the very bottom, there's a kind of a not a woven, just a laid carbon fiber. And then on top of that is the writing, the black. And then on top of that is the clear coat. And it has such a depth to it. So very pretty. I've got mine on this black 4.4 cable. Don't ask me what it is. I have no idea. It would just really looked cool on this IM. And that's why I picked it. And it was 4.4. Hey, I just want to talk sources just for a second, because I think that's part of the equation, part of the conversation that should happen when you're watching or reading a review, to know what the reviewer's sources, were they using a warm source or neutral source or bright source, forward source. There you go, because the sources also do have to pair with the gear. So enough about that. What I used was a Canon R7U. Very nice, very smooth. Ibasso DC07 Pro makes the Lowmaster hyper realistic, faster, punchy bass. Love it. I just got my Alpha back today from Onyx. Takes the stage to crazy. Goes to crazy down. I use the Onyx XM5 DAP. Fantastic. Again, Stagehound. And then I tried the new Shanling M1 Plus because I just wanted to put it on a budget DAP. And yeah, still happy zone. Resolution, details, adds a slight little bit of warmth to it. I'm trying to get it to know its sound signature as well. But I was pretty impressed. Doesn't matter what source I used, but it did. The Lowmaster actually could pick up some of the sound characteristics, the traits of your sources, and that's a good feature to have in an IM that can do that, follow the source as well. So another bonus point for the Lowmaster. So let's talk about how the Lowmaster sounds. Open, effortless, airy, natural, correct and proper sounding timbre with accurate tonality for all instruments, piano, strings especially. A neutral, clean sound signature, not a warm or thick sounding mid-range or Harman boosted tuning. Bass has that great texture. It's a nice driver. And detail. Sounds a tad leaner in the overall mix, but still has great body and weight to it. When there is information in the recording, the Lowmaster will give you some nice bottom end. It's a very nice blend of sub bass and mid bass, but I would say if it's leaning anywhere, it would be more on the sub bass side than the fast, speedy, pound your face in bass. So it's a really nice sounding bass, actually. Mids also play similarly as the rest of the tuning, which is very, very balanced. Natural sounding and exceptionally open and clean. I really love the mids on this set. The only thing that I just wanted a little bit more out of the Lowmaster was, as my preference is, that faster, speedier mid bass. That's it. The very detailed and resolving nature of this IM is also very good, and the stage is so. Let's talk about that. Very detailed and resolving mids, probably the best I have heard under $500. It's just a really, really, like I said, effortless presentation. The way it just replays music. The Lowrider has an above average stage. 3D imaging capabilities for vocals and instrumental is layered very nicely. Depth-wise, different height-wise, and it's more of that kind of presentation than a super wide presentation. And it has amazing ability to do like vocals that are front and center, and you can clearly hear behind you there's a drummer to your right, and it's a different depth. And you don't get that with all IEMs. Sometimes it's really wide, but you don't get that 3D or the layering effect. And the Lowmaster does that extremely well. Impermanence, The Cult, one of my favorite 80s bands. In this track, you can hear Ian Astbury, lead singer, walking closer and pulling back from his microphone while he's singing. That was a really cool effect. Don't get that very often. The treble, for me, has that perfect amount of energy in all the right places. Lots of sparkle, lots of details, makes the tonality of string instruments and cymbal strikes pitch perfect. Lots of air extension, and also gives the Lowmaster, it's an exceptional ability, I think, to project such a large and holographic soundstage. Roxanne by Sting in the album My Songs. The kick drums are standout. The guitar is simply fantastic. So I really like it in the way it reproduces instrumentals. It does a fantastic job. It's easy to pick up on that track that this is a live recording, and the strings, the voice comes through perfectly, as I imagine the vocals should sound. Bass was standout. Lowmaster was earning its name on that track. Wild Ones by Flo Rida. Oh my God, I love the bass texture. The hits sound really deep, full, and yet very clean. So balanced, so exciting to pump you up in this song. Now, the bass wise, when I wouldn't describe this when you hear a lot of IMs that are saying balanced with a bass boost. Well, this one is balanced, right? Bass is never overwhelming or boosted up that you feel it's an artificial amount. It is the right amount that the track has asked for. And that to me is super balanced. Sometimes I talk about a reset set, and I used to use my High Senior T4 as my neutral reset set, but I had them made as CIMs, and quite honestly, I don't like the way they feel in my ears. It's too much in my ear. So anyway, this is my new reset set, the one that I use to put my sensibilities back to equal, level, and square. But let's talk about balanced tunings and what it means to me. So some IMs who try to do balanced tunings struggle to bring the energy to the playback, and sometimes they can sound just plain boring and unengaging. The Lowmaster is not one of those. One of my criticisms about the awful P8 was I liked the sound. I think it did everything very, very well, but it didn't engage me because of its very balanced tuning, where this is, maybe it's partly because of that stage or just the way it presents back that it pulls you into the music. Fun and energetic, balanced, while always staying in control. That's another just great sentence that I want to use to describe the Lowmaster. And it's well behaved over all of its entire frequency range, 20 to 20. Nothing is boosted up or out of proportion in any way. This is by far my absolute favorite balanced tuned IM at any price. It kicks, honestly, my T4 to the curb and does a curb stomp. Red Morning Light by Kings of Leon. Big, wide stage, standout, pitch perfect male vocals with the perfect amount of weight down below, and still lets the guitar riffs scream with energy and fun. And that's really hard to do. There's not a lot of IMs. It's either kind of biased one way or the other. It's kind of biased to the female vocals and string instruments, or it's kind of biased to the warmer side. There's not too many IMs that can actually tote that line, and the Lowmaster does it extremely well. Who is this for? Well, I would say a person who prioritizes a balanced tuning. This is my conclusion, by the way, over a V-shape or a Harman boosted sound signature. Bass quality over quantity, because overall in the mix, this is not a bass boosted IM, but it has great quality. And you can tell it has a nice dynamic driver used. A person who can appreciate a correct timbre for instrument playback. And to me, that's getting more and more important as I listen to more and more IMs and better and some worse IMs. Somebody who likes pitch perfect vocals in its tonality. Tonality lovers, this one is for you. Whether I play Sting, I play Shaggy, The National, in male vocals, or Halsey, Janis Joplin, Melissa Etheridge, and the funkiness all comes out. It's a very resolving IM that can pull that details out, the nuances in the voice, really, really well, in female and male vocals as well. Treble lovers, you're also going to love this one. Who doesn't want all the sparkles, but without harshness or sibilance? Fit and comfort with smaller semi-custom shells. Again, if you're a sleeper, pay attention to this one. Stage hounds. I'm a stage hound. I live for 3D stage. As long as it doesn't distract me from the music and enhances my experience, then I'm down for that, absolutely. And a person who really appreciates a balanced all-rounder, yet doesn't want to sacrifice the fun factor, so definitely not a boring, and it's a really engaging IM. This one is for you. I really enjoyed my time. I really enjoy this IM. I have no idea how much it is, but I think it's pretty terrific. And if you're looking for a balanced, neutral, fun and yet engaging IM, put this one on your radar for sure. Oriveti, good job. I'm super excited to see what else is coming. The next two that are supposed to be the higher end in the Oriveti series. I mean, honestly, if they can, and this is supposed to be in their lower end series. You know, the OH700 is still one of my absolute favorite IMs, and from Oriveti, this is number 2. So, yeah, thank you. Good job, guys.